G'day viewers, this is Troy from the Troy's Digital Arts channel. Here's my latest little update with my Iconoscope camera project. I haven't really done much since the last video I made about a week ago, but I thought I'd just show you how it's all looking at the moment. Yeah, went to JCar, bought some standoffs, so now the circuit boards are in place. So the layout's practically the same as previous when I used to have the wooden box. I've decided to put the high voltage divider board here. So I've put a strip of Bakelite on the front plate here and used some spacious standoffs just to keep the high voltage divider circuit as far away from the middle as possible, because I don't want any arcing occurring, because we're dealing with up to a kilovolt here. I'm also going to araldite this piece of Bakelite board to the front hatch, so when I close the hatch there's no air space between the tops of these potentiometers and the middle of the hatch, because I know for a fact when I adjusted the pots without the knobs on, I got a little bit of electric shock. It's just a little jolt, but yeah, it's like high voltage but very minimal current kind of jolt, because you're dealing with microamps really. Still, it is still, I still regard it as dangerous. So yeah, I whacked some knobs on. Always good to be on the safe side of things. Anyway, that's pretty much the layout. It's coming along pretty good. I've just bolted the metal box to the cover, and it sits in quite nicely. So I think I've pretty well retrofitted it quite nicely. So yeah, we're now with these Bakelite strips on the side here where the gaps are, where I once put rubber and bull glue. They pretty much fill out the spaces quite well. Might still be a bit of gap though, but I'll work it out as I go. When I close, I tried to get the positioning of the lens hood as close as possible to this outer hood here. It does pretty well fit, so I was very lucky there. Otherwise I'd have to widen the hole here and move this outer hood, which I don't want to do. Anyway, looking at the back of the camera, so when I put the tube in and take it out, so I've got this cover on here. What I do, this is the wrong way around by the way. I've actually had to widen this area a bit so I can slip this inner hatch in and out. Alright, so it's sitting like so, pretended that it's bolted in. So when I want to remove the Iconoscope tube and put it back in, I just unscrew the inner hatch, take it off. I think I might have to widen it just a little more, but I'll see about that. Anyway, so I take the inner hatch off. I take the tube out or put it in. The tube will sit nice and snugly between these two cushions here, and as mentioned in the previous video, and also this back cushion here will hold the tube in place from the back. So yeah, put the tube in, stick the hatch on, and then close the outer hatch, and she's all sweet. So yeah, I've made this camera so most of the parts are easy access, so I don't have to take a whole pull a whole bunch of parts apart to access certain parts and will replace certain parts and that sort of thing. So I don't want to do that. So I made it as easy access as possible. And it's looked like it's coming along quite nicely. So anyway, it's getting there. Next thing we have to do is put the lens rackable adjustment knob on. So I'm going to have to put a nut on halfway, screw a nut on halfway, then put a piece of threaded rod in, and then araldite it together and put a knob dial on it, as I've mentioned in my previous videos. And of course, yeah, as mentioned, I'm going to have to cover up that gaping hole because it looks but ugly. Alright, that's pretty much about it. Stay tuned for my next update. Hopefully I'll have it all together and ready to fire up by then. Oh yeah, one thing I've got to mention, and also I've got to drill a hole on the side here. I actually mentioned it in the previous video. I've got to drill a hole in the side here and stick the preamp wires through to the main video board. Something else I had to also do, which kind of slipped my mind. Oh yeah, got to earth everything. But I think there was something else, but I've forgotten, which is typical of me. It doesn't matter. Anyway, oh yeah, that's it. I'm thinking of putting some bias lighting inside the metal box, because these Iconoscope tubes actually function better with bias lighting. So yeah, I reckon I should put some bias lighting inside. I'm debating on whether to use old incandescents or whether to use LED lighting. I'll talk to Richard on that one and see what he says. Anyway, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next update. This is Troy from the Troy's Digital Arts channel, signing out.